Hey, it's Monica, and I'm here to just jump right in and show you about how to use Notion to create a timetable that will keep track of your tasks and how long it takes for you to do them. So whether you're trying to bill out for a billable client for how many hours it takes to do a specific service, or if you wanted to try to monitor how long it's taking you to complete certain tasks for you and your team, you're in the right place. Let's jump right in. Okay, so you're gonna head over and go to your Notion. Now, if you're new to Notion, don't worry if you haven't built out any of the side profile here. We're just gonna start with something very, very simple. All of this will come into another play. So you're just gonna hit the Create New Page right here. And I'm just gonna title this like Time Tracker. So that way we have an understanding of what page it is. And if I ever need to reference it quickly, it's right here on the left. If I wanted to, I can make this a favorite, so it'll always show up no matter how many tabs I open over here on the left, it'll always show up into my most frequent favorite area. So I am going to select a table, but I want a specific type of table. So I'm going to choose a table view database. In that database, this is where we're going to create our time tracker. If you had an already built database, you could go over here and you could try to import it, but we're going to be using a new empty database. And in this first field, we're going to type in what our table is actually called. So this is going to be for like our task time tracker, especially if you had more than one thing that you wanted to track. And then we're going to start editing the fields. Okay, so here we have our time tracker, and now we're going to start changing the name of our properties. Properties are just another name for like what the folder or the row is going to be titled. So that way you don't get confused between what's the property and what's the value. So I'm just going to put this as a task. So like right here, if we were to put in here, let's say make buttercream. So then we're going to go back over here and we're going to add another property, and this one is going to be button. And we're going to title it Start. And then we're going to duplicate this one to be the End. END. Now that we have these both here, I'm just going to drag them over to the start or the beginning of our tracker. So we have, let's go start here and there. And then you can see this little arrow. I'm just gonna make that a little smaller, just so we have more landscape on our sheet here. Then we're gonna hit properties again, and we're gonna do date. Since we've hit date, we're gonna edit this and put start time. And then just like we did before, we're gonna duplicate this row or column, and then we're gonna call this end time. So the whole goal of this time tracker is to track timing. So we need to set an automation where this click of a button will insert a start time here. And this click of a button of end will end the time. So we have to format that. So we're gonna hit start and we're gonna hit edit automation. So when the button is clicked, we're gonna hit new action. We're gonna tell it what we want it to do. Edit the property and hit start time, time triggered. So when the start time is clicked, a time triggered will fill in that cell. And we'll do that for the same thing over here. So end, we're gonna hit edit automation. When the button is clicked, there'll be a new action. We'll edit the property. We'll end the time with the time triggered and hit save. So now that we have those triggers in our start and end, we're going to test it. I'm gonna hit start. And look right here, it's giving me the date and the time. And I'm gonna leave this going, so that way when I go to the end time, I'll actually have a value for it. Now, when we want to have our start and end time calculated for how much time we did spend, we need to add another formula. So I'm going to go here and add another property, and I'm going to type in formula, and we'll click that. Then we'll go to edit formula, and we're going to input data here that's going to calculate the time that we've had from start to end. Now this is where I would say you don't necessarily need to, understand code, but you could just memorize it. But basically we're going to have a date between the end time and start time, and we're going to divide that by the hour to give us a full formula. If I was to end the time here and say end, it's obviously rounded out that maybe there's only been 5 minutes since we've done our full execution of make buttercream. So if I was to fill this in for more information, say as, respond to client emails, and we had a start time and an end time, and then we made brownies, and then we made cookies. And then this one we've started and ended, started and ended. And I can go in here and change the fields in here so that the time that we responded to the client, maybe that was at 1:15, and there it automatically updated that was at 2 hours. And then we made brownies, we'll say that was maybe 2:15. That updated for an hour. And then let's say that this one started at, we'll say 2:45, and that updated for this. So if we wanted to calculate all of the time that we've spent, we would hit more options and then sum, and it would calculate our full value of how much time has gone by. So whether you're using your time tracker to figure out where your time is going throughout the day, or if there are billable hours, you're able to customize this for multiple projects. Say if it's for time tracker here, I could start another table here in underneath and do the exact same process. So if you found this information helpful and it got your creative juices flowing, thinking about how Notion can help you run your business better, stick around, because I'm going to show you more about how you can do it.